welcome back to Mr. Arsenal podcast. I'm going to try this again. Literally, this was meant to have gone out live as the draw was happening, but for some bizarre reason, Google and YouTube decided to come together and fuck everyone over, and decided not to work. So we are where we are. I had to then delete that old stream, and literally, as it's literally gone back up and decided to work, I've had to set up a new stream up and basically go again and give my reaction instead of seeing it live as it was happening. There you go, to get my reaction, the aftermath of it, basically. And yeah, I do apologise, but again, it was out of my hands completely. To say during the stream, when it was on Periscope, I had to delete before I deleted it all. I was in a good mood. About it. It was an understatement, so we say. And yeah, but yeah, okay, for anyone that doesn't know, Arsenal have been drawn first leg away to Benfica, second leg at the Emirates. Season pros themselves in Europa League and European competition in general. Benfica, I did call it. I did when obviously I saw the list of who we could get. I said we'll get someone of either. I'll get the list back up from the group chat that I'm in. 1 second. Out of the teams we could have had, Champions League wise, I thought, not even Champions League wise, out of the teams I thought we would get someone established, so we say, which we did. I thought we'd either get Olympiacos, Slavia Prague, Sociedad, Granada, Benfica, or Lille. We got Benfica. Mivac Karas is in the chat saying, "Who is MU?" Oh, who did Man United get? If you words out today. If you meant who did Man United get in their draw, Real Sociedad again. They're away first leg, Old Trafford second leg. Tottenham got the easiest draw out of the English and British teams. So easy, I can't even pronounce the team's name they've got. Rangers. Let's go for the draw now, actually, so it comes up on the screen. Rangers playing up there. Actually, Rangers playing Antwerp, the team that beat Tottenham in their group and obviously came second in that group. Leicester playing Slavia Prague, so Thomas Rosicky is coming back to England, but not to Arsenal, to Leicester instead. And again, Slavia Prague at home first leg, away second leg. But yeah, Man United got Real Sociedad. So Man United and Arsenal got fucked over in this draw. Out of the British teams, we both got fucked. And I say that, I mean, we got established teams. The others got fucking, yeah. Like, okay, cool. We've got a chance of getting through. We've got, especially Arsenal at the moment, with our current form, literally 4 home defeats in a row, 5 defeats out of 6, 1 point out of 7, out of 7 games. I mean, and not seeing where the next win coming from, because we've got Southampton next. We've got bloody Southampton, Everton, and Chelsea, and then Brighton, and then West Brom, then Newcastle in the cup. Yay. Oh, and also Man City. That's all that. Between Everton and Chelsea, sorry, we've got City midweek next week. Yay. I can't be bothered anymore. So that's why I'm on a sort of a down at the moment, and literally it's like, because I'm still literally pissed after what's happened last night, and the fact we're literally 14 plus hours later and the club haven't said anything, ain't done anything. Arteta's still the manager still. But as I did say in the stream, I did delete and all that because YouTube did a fucking U-turn and done me over, basically. How can I put it? It's not just the managerial situation that's the problem at the club. It's everything's wrong at the club. Don't get me wrong. It all stems from Stan Kroenke and Casey and his company in general, the owners of the club. And their mindset and their mentality, everything starts with them. It works its way down throughout the club, through them to the board and all that surrounding. It gets into the manager and his staff, and then it seeks into the fucking players, and eventually it's going to seeks into some of the fan base, because it's just like, well, give them more time. What? We're literally 4 points of a relegation spot, for fuck's sake. I mean, what more has to happen before you go? Well, yeah, out of everything, out of all the possibilities that can happen, the one we don't want, obviously, I don't want him to be sacked. Even though I'm saying what I'm saying, I don't want him ideally to be sacked. But out of all the possibilities, that's the most likely one that's going to happen. Stan is not going to set up at this moment in time. The only way you hurt Stan is hitting where it hurts. I mean, you've got idiots out there going to be buying literally the new merch coming out in the next 12 hours, and the retro stuff, or going into the store today and this morning throughout the day, buying all the stuff in the store as well, or going online and buying stuff online. He's got no reason to sell up, because he's making money out of this. And whilst people are breaking as it stands, because it's obviously, I think rumours are London's going back not going back, it's going into Tier 3, so there'll be no more fans in the stadium again as of at some point today. So yeah, back to normality on Thursday. No fans in the stadium. Felt like it anyway yesterday, when the fans at the 2,000 lucky bastards have got there, all sat in their asses saying nothing, compared to the previous game where there was fans in. I'm going to go into the chat, because you guys are in there chatting away, and I'm just like ranting off, so to speak. Big up, John. Hope you're all right. In the circumstances, obviously. Both Mark Green in chat as well, and John, all both saying the same thing. I've had the same problems. Everyone's had it. But because my mood it was down as it was, but what made it even worse was, as I'm about to go live, they decided to have a meltdown then. Couldn't wait till afterwards when I'm not live or anything like that. It had to happen then. So then I've had to end that and wait for them to come back and say, yeah, everything's okay now, for me to set up a new broadcast, what I'm now doing now, to do what I'm doing. And it's just like, yeah, Stephen, big up Steve as well in the chat, Steve FC. 7 saying tough draw, yeah, very, very tough draw. To be honest, if you're looking at it from a broad perspective as well, taking out the equation of form and this, that, and the other, because when we were the group winners, we shouldn't be getting this sort of draw anyway. How the fuck Benfica unseeded, but yeah. How is it? As I was saying, look at the broad scheme of things. You couldn't have got a tougher draw for us. It couldn't have got any tougher. This is the toughest draw we could have got. At this moment in time, I said, and it happened. That's it. We're done. Then we're out, and that's basing it on everything that's gone on at the club at the moment, because I can't see where the next win's coming from. Things are a complete downer. The only way I can see us at this moment in time looking forward to that game and saying I've got some confidence we could get through this over 2 legs, is under the management of a Benitez type management, or someone of that ilk, manager of that ilk. I mean, I've been called because I've gone off on one this morning on Twitter and literally put out a tweet saying this is the fact the board ain't saying nothing and they aren't acting is speaking volumes about their ambition. I've been called a moron, an idiot, you name it. And I said, what? My basic reaction was what? So I should accept that we're in a relegation battle, basically. As we speak, we're in a relegation scrap. at this moment in time. See, as it is, we are in a relegation battle. I keep repeating that. We are in a relegation battle as we speak. It could change. I doubt it at the moment because of the way things are. The way the league season has started. But yeah. Oh, you got to have faith in the club and the fucking own, and not the owner, but basically have faith in the club and the process. That, oh, for fuck's sake. What more has got to happen for you to realise? I'm just. Is it been the draw? Yeah, the draw was literally finished about 10, 15 minutes ago. Rangers, as you're a Rangers fan, I said, you got really nice draw actually. You're away first leg, Ibrox the second leg, but you did get. I'm just getting back on my phone, so do bear with me. You got Royal Antwerp, the team obviously was in Tottenham's group in the Europa League, and the team that beat Tottenham 1-0 away from home. Not 1-0 at their home, but 1-0 away from home from a Tottenham perspective. But I say you should get Rangers will be getting through that easily. Spurs got Wolfsberger, an Austrian team. Arsenal got Benfica, Leicester got Slavia Prague, and Man United got Real Sociedad. Also, if you're new to also being a Rangers fan, I know this is a majority Arsenal, mainly Arsenal channel, but if you go back and look on my content, you'll see I do neutral stuff as well, like the watch songs. I did the Old Firm this season when the Rangers won 2-0 against Celtic, things like that. So if you're interested in football content in general and Arsenal, not just Arsenal content as a neutral yourself, please do subscribe to the channel as well and do smash that like button. Yeah, Rangers have been doing fantastic in Europe and in the league as well. You thought 12 points? You won because you won yesterday 2-1. Thankfully, thank the fucking gods, Celtic ain't winning the league this season. There's no way Celtic can win the league now. Please, Rangers, don't bottle this. You're 12 points ahead. Surely you're going to win this, and the V's as well. Again, I've got a soft spot for Rangers based on family connections from my mum's dad's side, being that he's from that area, and he's dad and all that. Yeah, George's doing a fantastic job at the moment. I've subscribed. Yeah, that's cool, mate. Yeah, fantastic. Appreciate that. Oh dear, when are Rangers playing Celtic next? I'm going to do that watch along for that one as well. When you play the Old Firm again, because that's due up, and that's before the New Year, isn't it? Or just after New Year? That's just got to be soon. Because I'm doing a watch along for that. Because I like the Old Firm derbies anyway, as a whole. But obviously, having a soft spot for Rangers anyway. So if you go back and watch, I was actually relieved and happy that Rangers won with comfort as well. Oh dear. Yeah, I know. I speak on behalf of Rangers fans throughout the world. Something just seems different this season. We will win it. Yeah, there's that vibe as well. You could, and hats off to Joe for doing that, because it could have quite easily gone because of how Celtic were given the time. And again, this is what I don't agree with how things ended in not just this Scottish League, but in other leagues in general. How they decided to end it and just do like a points per game ratio, and then, well, at this moment in time, they're in form, so then they're just going to go and do it. They're going to win every game. So we're going to give them the title. I'm like, and there was like 10, 11 games to go in the SPL amongst other leagues as well. I'm like, well, hang on, there's no saying that, because mathematically at that time as well, Rangers could have still caught, obviously, ideally, but obviously, realistically, it wouldn't have happened. But mathematically, you still could have caught them. And I was just like, well, hang on, they can still mathematically be caught. So let's call it a void season. No one wins the title. We go again next season, and that mentally could have really done not just Stephen Gerrard and the players, but the whole club as a whole. But I think Gerrard, by the looks of it, he's used that to an advantage, and he's used that to bolster your squad and get them hyped for this season, pumped up, and taking no prisoners. And you're getting the good results of it, not just domestically as well, and it's really in Europe. So yeah, 2nd of next month. Oh, yeah, okay, 2nd of Happy New Year. Old Firm, basically on the 2nd day of the year. They'll be doing I will be doing a watch along for that, definitely. So I hope I'll see you then. I hope I'll see you beforehand as well, obviously in the chat going forward. Oh dear. Fucking Rangers have waited long enough to fucking be where they are. Of all the shit housery that fucking was given to them like 10 years ago, whenever it was, when they got fucking rather really harshly sent down fucking to the bottom tier of fucking Scottish football. I'm like, bloody hell. I mean, one division, okay, you can sort of get on board, but the whole fucking no, that's enough because Celtic say so. You've got to go all the way down to the fucking bottom tier of the league, the Scottish league. Sorry, I was like, you bastards. Yeah, Scottish football bosses are corrupt, mate, but we'll deal with it as we always do. And it also being a number 55, and also you're stopping. Thankfully, that's another thing. You're shutting that lot up because obviously everyone was it 8 or 9 in a row they've won. Most of them being when you're fucking having to work your way back up through the leagues. You're stopping them from breaking that record. Having been the first to have that record since decades or 10 or whatever it is. Out of the two, I can have a soft spot for Rangers. I prefer Rangers out of the two clubs as well, as a whole, anyway. And yeah, Gerrard's doing a fantastic job, and clearly he's using what happened with the SPL last year in the sense of how it was given to Celtic. Like, there you go, have it. He's using it as to motivate your players and the club as a whole. And you know what? When the fans get that's what that do come back in at full capacity. What better way to come back with a league title to your name? And as you said, your 55th title. And you could, and going by your draw, at least a quarter finalist in the Europa League as well. Obviously you're 16, but I think you'll get to the last 16. I think you'll get through that. So if you get to a quarter final, semi-final is fantastic for where you were this time last year, for the last few years and all that. Quarterfinals, obviously. I don't know what is your expectations for Europa League? Do you want to go all the way, or do you think you can go all the way? Personally, at the moment, I can't see us getting through this fucking draw. But this again, it's from an Arsenal perspective. It's again, we shouldn't have an issue against Benfica over two legs, especially with the home leg being the second leg in normal circumstances. But the fact we're losing to literally any team that comes up against us at home, we're just going, okay, you have the 3 points, we'll just bend over for you, no problem. And then they're doing the same thing away from home as well. It's just like, and the only way out at the moment, like the only possible way out is via the man Arteta being given the heave-ho, sadly, because ownership aren't going to set up. They ain't going to set up to no one. The only way I keep repeating myself, the only way the not Europa League, fuck's sake, the only way the owners set up and go and piss off is if we hit them where it hurts, and no one buys any sort of, doesn't go into store shops, doesn't go online, doesn't buy renew their season tickets to get tickets for the fucking games when it's possible, things like that. And when Adidas are releasing new merchandise, don't buy the merchandise. Hit him where it hurts. If you do that, he's more inclined to go, yeah, okay, boom, there, fantastic, I'm off. Because he ain't getting that money ain't coming in. Because he ain't getting money at the moment from the Premier League as well on television because the match day revenue's not there. So the only way we can hurt him is literally not buy the fucking merchandise at all. Just don't buy it, because if you do that, you're just feeding the animal and think this. He won't set up, and he's going to continue every fucking season. Eventually, no big managers will want this job at all. They'll think, well, what the fuck? What's the point? Because it's worth every time you hire someone, it's getting worse and worse. So, bye bye. We will become we will not only fall out of Europe. That's a possibility at the moment. We could fall out of Europe completely, as in not qualify for Europe this season, as it stands. And then we come look what happened to Leeds. They fell out, and those different circumstances. Newcastle fell out as well. And then, but when Leeds did it, they went straight within 2 seasons. They were gone. In 16 years, it took them to get back to Premier League. Then you've got Newcastle, as I mentioned. They fell out of the Champions League for 1 season, and then that was a more of a gradual thing over time, over basically it took these 2 years, and they were gone. And then about 5 or 6 years for Newcastle, and then they started. And then look where they are now. They went down that season, and then they haven't recovered since. They keep coming up, and they come up for a couple of years, and they go down. To come back up, and it's just they're just there basically. Oh, let's go back into the chat. Right, here we go. Go back into that. Mark Green, yes, my missus is from Glasgow. I've told you before. Yeah, for the new guys, obviously, just subscribe to the channel. The Rangers fan. Mark Green, well, my regulars, he's other half's a Rangers fan anyway, as well. So, Mark always keeps us updated when it's Europa League and obviously both games are clashing. He always keeps us updated on both from the Rangers' perspective as well. Just seeing 100% real here. I'll be happy with just being 100% real here. I'll be happy with getting as far as we can. No expectations, mate. Yeah, that's fair enough. As long as I think your priority is obviously winning that league and stopping Celtic getting that 10th or whatever it is, 9th or 10th or whatever it is. That record breaking or whatever, like for first time in how many years, whatever it is. And getting back to being that competitive team that pushes Celtic to winning Europa Leagues and all that. Not Europa Leagues, the Scottish Premier League and all that. And then obviously, once you do that, concentrating on being competitive in Europe and up the levels there. Because I remember back for all this crap went off with Rangers, and it effectively fucked the Scottish League up doing that, by the way, in my opinion. When yourselves and Celtic were getting to the Champions League quarterfinals, not taking out a very, very good AC Milan with Kaká and them sort of players of that ilk, AC Milan, to the wire, and sometimes even beating them. Sorry, one sec. Fury's in the chat. Big up Fury saying, "I'm surprised Arteta wasn't sacked this morning." To be honest, even though I've said what I said, the next 24 hours are telling from last night. Obviously, the next 24 hours will be telling about the club's and the owner and the club's ambition. I'm not surprised because they do look how they acted last year. They dug their heels in for 2 to 3 weeks longer, 2.5, 3 weeks longer than what they should have done. And then when they fucking on the verge of couldn't get knocked out of Europe, they went, "Oh fuck, we're at now." I mean, I've heard rumours literally from a group chat I've got on Facebook that someone's heard that literally the club they're calling a meeting for later on in the week. And my immediate response was straight away. And I read it in the group chat. That's too late. That's a few days too late. Why is it not now? Why is it not an emergency meeting now? If they care that much, now, and leave him off his duties and get fucking looking now. But no. We'd rather be reactionary, not proactive. as always. Glasgow Rangers is life. It says, yeah, it's a shame on Arteta. It's down to the players to perform at the end of the day as well. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not putting everything on Arteta. That's the thing. I don't want to get it twisted and think anyone that's new to the channel or regular wise thinking I'll put it all down on Arteta. I've already broken it down. It all starts from Stan Kroenke and his son downwards throughout the club. It all stems from there. They set the example. And then the players take note of that and they do what they do. And as you said, once they cross that white line on a match day, it's down. They've got to take responsibility as well. Xhaka needs to take responsibility. But what pisses me off as well with Arteta, how quickly he was there a few weeks ago against Leeds, live, didn't even have to be prompted about Pepe, and he was there straight away. Pepe, he's absolute disgrace. He literally threw him under the bus over his red card incident. Yes, last night, yeah, he spoke about it, but he had to be asked about that situation. He wasn't breaking his neck basically to throw Granit under the bus, and that aggravates me as well. And that doesn't do me any favours either. Going back to bloody hell, I've got a lot of fucking comments. Jesus Christ. Seaweed reacts. Who are we playing? We are playing Ben. If you're an Arsenal fan, we are playing Benfica. If you're Man United, it's Real Sociedad. If it's Rangers, it's Royal Antwerp. Scum are playing Wolfsberger. An Austrian team, apparently. Never heard of them, but yeah. Hence what I saw Wolfsberger. Okay, Wolfsberger, that's the new name. Well, I thought it was, as in how it's worked, how it's spelled, what they've done, they changed the badge and everything. Big up Molina as well in the chat. Good evening, says us. Apollo in the chat. I'm gonna be watching this Arsenal game as a Rangers fan. I've always wanted to see Arsenal versus Rangers, but since we held off against Benfica, we can see how they play with your views. Oh yeah, because you played them there in your group, weren't they? And what did it? Oh, I did. That's another thing I did, because obviously did the Arsenal game, and obviously because we had an early kickoff that day. Me and Andrew carried on, and we covered. What was it? Your Rangers, Benfica, Tottenham versus fucking whoever they played, and a couple of others basically. I think and the Rangers went 2-0 up in that game, and obviously came back. And Benfica came back to 2-2. That was away from them, but you did. That was at Ibrox, but I think away from home Rangers did win, didn't they? Because obviously you won your group and all that, obviously. Yeah, the last time I've actually seen Arsenal v Rangers, but that was the last time we actually played you, and that was in the pre-season friendly at the Emirates in 2008 or 9 when it was. It was literally my brother's birthday as well, so it's part of his birthday box for that year. The first ever time he was able to come with me to an Arsenal game because of obviously being his age and all that. And yeah, so his first ever experience of the Emirates was an Arsenal versus Rangers match. Even though it's pre-season, it's a full capacity. I think it was the clock end. Pretty much the entire lower tier was Rangers fans. So you've got to see it blue as well. Proper atmosphere, proper good old atmosphere. We won. I think was it 3-0 that 3-1 that day. Arsenal in the League Cup and playing Europa League 2, which starts. Oh, fucking don't even start. Don't. Shadows, please be nice to me. Please have mercy. Honestly, any British team's doing well. That's good. Apart from Celtic, obviously. And from our perspective, that lot down the road. Oh, got a Robbie X Ciao Italia. Okay. There's some new faces in the chat. That's cool. Apollo's asking, what are your thoughts on Tav, Rangers right back, 17 goals, 13 assists so far in all comps? Yeah. What else can you say? That's fucking, them numbers aren't. Again, you can say most of them, the goals wise will come from penalty spot, but still got to fucking convert the fucking from the spot. It's still got to score the goal. That's for a right back at any club. That's fantastic numbers. Absolutely, any league. That's amazing. Yeah, thus saying we're going out unless we get a new manager. That's my thought process at the moment as well, because that's where my mindset is. Literally, I'm just like, yeah, cool, like, fantastic. Yeah, we are what we are. We're going out, fantastic. Oh, we've got John in the chat. It's a good one. It will be interesting to see who gets sacked first, Arteta or Lennon. The way ideally, I'm not saying ideally. Take that back. Out of the possibility wise, weighing it up, is more likely to be Lennon the way Arsenal and the ownership and the board are acting again. Like they're acting exactly like they did last year. It's like because it's happened so soon as well. It's like this time they're too afraid to admit they got it wrong again in terms of the managerial appointment. Right, hello. Sorry about that. Literally, my laptop, without even telling me the battery's died low, it decided to turn itself off. So I do apologise for that. I'll get back into the chat. Then we can go back up and come up, make the way back down again. I was saying about the Arteta Lennon thing. I was giving my thoughts on why Arteta will be the last out of the two to be sacked by the looks of it, because of how, as I said, the club is too afraid to admit they've made a mistake again so soon. The first two, because Wenger obviously staying Kroenke and KSC when the ownership itself, they inherited Wenger. They didn't hire him. He wasn't their manager. They inherited him. Whereas since he's obviously left, sacked, whatever, they've appointed Unai Emery. That didn't work. Eventually, they acted, but they didn't act straight away. It's quicker. They acted quicker. We could have been high up in the table, in my opinion. They've then hired Arteta. It started off okay with that manager's bounce, but whatever's gone off in the summer, it's transitioned into this season, and it's got worse and worse and worse, and it's got even worse since Ozil's been completely frozen out. He's not been allowed to be in the Europa League squad or the Premier League squad at all. But he's still got to turn up to training and things like that. So the player saying Tab's free kick last night was world class in my opinion. Yeah, But again, there's confidence in the player for a right back. Again, them sort of numbers for a right back for anyone in any club at any level. That's top level. We've got someone else in the chat. I haven't seen you before. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Saying he says Real Sociedad will win. I think in terms of your draw, I think you will win over the two legs because Man United are Man United. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's not the Man United of old. In the Liga, when it comes to the Liga, that league does seem to be stronger than what the Premier League is. And everyone's going to see this when the likes of yourselves are playing around with Man United in the next round of Europa League and all that. Marino, De Mayo, what do you think of Napoli? They're a decent team, don't get me wrong. Just need a bit of, not reinvestment, but obviously with certain players getting on now, just recruit the right players now. It's just in terms of recruiting the right players to replace the older players that are going to be on their way, either retiring or on their way out, etc. I think you'll be fine in terms of Napoli, and you'll if you get that right, Napoli will be back pushing for the title again sooner than you think. You wanted to know so much. You asked me twice. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. We are on the road to 2K. I do want to hit 2,000 subs before New Year, if that's at all possible. So if you're new to the channel, do subscribe and do share the channel around with any and everyone that you know on your Facebooks, Twitters, Instagrams, Discords, WhatsApp groups, you name it. Just keep sharing the hell out of it, and for anyone you think also hasn't subscribed, that would subscribe, not just for Arsenal content, but for football content in general. Oh dear. Apollo, the last comment as it stands in the chat. I actually want to see Arsenal versus Rangers in the final. I'm curious who would win. Well, as it stands, if we both got to a final under the current management of Arteta and Gerrard would win. If I'm going to be brutally honest. Now again, that's because of what Gerrard's achieving at them. If we got to the final, the fucking team would be like, way. Big ups in the chat saying Otamendi and Vertonghen sent the back pairing. Otamendi not so bad. Vertonghen though. But also it's Benfica, they're decent. They are top club in Europe. Let's not get beat around the bush. That's the toughest draw we could have got, and we got it. So we have to deal with it. And as Russ said earlier on in the chat, the only way we're getting through this tie is if Mikel is no longer at the club by then. But yeah, I'm just sorry to be so not positive and upbeat about the tie and all that. But when the club are doing what's going on at the club, it's happening. We're losing games left, right, and centre. We're not scoring from open play in over 1,000 minutes of football now. I can't be upbeat. I can't be like, yeah, fantastic. Way, we're going to do it. We're going to do this thing and all that crap. Simply just saying, just thank Yao Felix left. I'm fucking imagine. Oh my God. Jesus, he would tear us apart. He would literally, on his own, no one else had touched up, he would give him the ball and boom. Apollo saying, I'll give you a share on my Twitter. Cheers, I appreciate that. Again, as you can see, going across the screen at the moment, my Twitter and Instagrams are going across there, so if you want to follow me as well, if I can, if it allows me, Twitter allows me to, I'll follow you back. Obviously, if you follow me on Insta, I can follow you back straight away as well. And you can obviously keep you up to date when obviously I don't go live, obviously, just in case YouTube has a breakdown. It doesn't give you notifications like it usually does anyway. Oh dear, big up to 34 wonderful people, by the way, watching this live. Oh dear, I wonder how many of you are watching it from YouTube as well, because I can do going to check that out as well. I know I've gained some subs as well, which is good. Always good. In the circumstances we find ourselves in, which is 39. I've got them, yeah, for all of you. Every single one of you are watching me live on YouTube. Fucking hell, I've got 13 likes. Can everyone that hasn't liked yet, can you go and give me a like? Smash that like button as well, guys. Literally obliterate. If we can literally get 100%, 39 for 39. That'll be mad. Absolutely batshit mad. Glasgow Rangers is life. He's saying, "I like honesty." Oh, that's the thing. I am honest. I say it how I see it and how it is. I'm not one of these that go or make excuses here and there and got to be upbeat and positive all the time and find excuses for why things aren't going right. I say it how I see it, and I've always been like that. There's another reason why I did set up this YouTube channel way back when, a couple of years back, because obviously there's other bigger Arsenal YouTubers, YouTube channels out there, or YouTube channels per se, that gives us Arsenal fans a bad rep for being naive and not having this sort of realistic approach to things. I've got a Benfica fan. Big up Neves. He's saying I'm for Benfica. Good luck. Thank you for that. Good luck to yourself. As I've said, just before you've obviously come in, I believe literally if Arteta's the way things are, if Arteta's still at the club by then, which I'm very highly doubt at the moment, but if he is, Benfica will win over. You'll beat us comfortably in the first leg. Comfortably. Things are that bad at Arsenal, you would beat us comfortably. Oh, we've got a static Tottenham fan, Wolfsburg, not Wolfsburg, Wolfsburg. They had to say it literally. I watching it, like, that's all Wolfsburg, and then literally they were saying, because it initially is Wolfsburg, they didn't say the and it was like, hang on, no, Germany not off from Austria, and it's badly then come up and I'm like, oh, another team, okay. Yeah, out of the home nations or English teams, go for the English teams first. Out of the English teams, Tottenham got the easiest draw. Out of the home nations, including the Rangers, you still got the easiest draw. The irony, but it is what it is. And again, good luck. It pains me to say, but that's you guys through to the last 16. It's easy. You can literally put out your youth team, and you'll get through that with ease, basically. I've got a Bayern fan in the chat as well. I stand with Bayern, Mia San Mia. Bayern Munich are literally, they're fucking, oh my God, the Champions League draws are fucking tasty as well. I've got that headache to deal with as well. I've got to now decide, in terms of the Champions League comes back, who to cover on the Champions League Tuesdays and Wednesdays, even though they're going to be split over 2 weeks this and the other because of the Europa League and all that. What teams to cover? Hopefully, the ones I want to cover don't all clash, because that would piss me off. Because there's really good ties to cover there. Atletico versus Chelsea, Bayern Munich's game, PSG versus Barcelona. Just to name a few. Going back into the chat, Nietzsche is saying Lundberg told the club that a lot of players do not care for the club, and it's showing right now. No passion, exactly. And he also went on to say, because obviously he asked him about his thoughts on them approaching Arteta. He basically said, with that in mind, what he just said there, hiring Arteta isn't the right way to go. It will only end in tears, and that's what we're now seeing that. We are now seeing that effect. And again, I don't want to see Arteta. I never wanted to see Arteta like that. I backed him from day one. It was never Arteta was never my first choice manager. He weren't my second, third, fourth. He weren't my 10th choice. But you know what? It was what it was. I gave him a chance. I was like, no, wanted him to prove me wrong. And initially, it looked like he was. Everything was going okay in the league. The league we finished 8th because of in the end. But there was performances there. We were getting results. We were being competitive against the teams in and around us, in the sense of we were beating Chelsea in the cup final, beating City in the semi-finals, beating Liverpool at home back in the summer. We were being hard to beat as well. We weren't conceding we literally our defence was rock solid and things like that. And then this season, it's gone back to normal like it was before. And it's like I've got a few guys in the chat have said an Inter. Well, you want thoughts on Inter? I'll come back to that in a second. It's as I say, it's gone back to the way it was before, and it's just like, it's like people saying. Someone saying in the chat about picking. Why are we trusting someone that keeps picking the same players that are letting him down all the time and are not performing to a consistent level? Exactly. That's another thing that he's not helping himself because he's constantly picking the granite, even though there's Partey's injured. But you've got Ainsley Maitland-Niles who can play centre midfield. El Neni can play alongside and do what Xhaka should be doing in the fucking first place. Xhaka and El Neni has never worked as a partnership. And then he's come back and he's showing a point to prove he cares. He's got a point to prove. He's trying his hardest. He's doing everything in his role he's meant to do, so to speak, in it, protecting the defence and things, and tracking back and covering this, that, and the other. And also being progressive with the ball. He's not doing this, got the ball, I'm going to go forward, naturally, I'm going to go backwards, actually, all that crap. Xhaka has constantly let us down from day one. Let's be honest. Let's not fucking beat around the bush anymore. He's let us down from day one. Hector Bellerin is not a fucking right back or fucking wing back, whatever you want to call it. Part of his role is to defend, to get back and defend as a right back. He cannot do that. And people say he's a winger. He cannot cross. Most of his crosses can't even beat the first fucking man. Yet he's constantly getting ahead of Cedric, who in the Europa League has been putting in really good performances and getting no reward for it. Ainsley can even play fucking right wing back and put better performances in that role. He's not a fucking natural wing back. What does that tell you about Hector? But yeah, Hector's constantly getting started over and over and over and over and over again. It's like we did a watch on yesterday, and Melvin said, and we all we said it about the stream as well. It's the mark when you're doing something, you're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It's the mark of an insanity. And that's what I'm saying. He's not helping himself. And out of all the options that are available that for going forward is getting us back to where we should be as a club, the only realistic option is him being sacked. Because, as I said, the owner will not leave. Whilst people are out there spending their money, either breaking their neck to be in a ballot of 1 in 8, every 8 games you're going to get, or whatever it is, you're going to get a ticket to be at the Arsenal games, whilst obviously we're in Tier 1 or Tier 2, basically. As it stands Tier 2, but that could change in the next few hours, obviously, here in the UK. Whilst people are doing that, breaking their necks and renewing their memberships and season tickets and constantly buying the new kits and the new merch every fucking 2 to 3 weeks, you're not hitting where it hurts. If you don't do that, you're hitting where it hurts. He's more inclined to go, well, fuck this, I'm out, because he's not getting any revenue in. Because match day revenue he's not getting in anyway. TV money has come down a bit as well, because obviously they've had to give a bit back to the Premier League, even though all the games have been covered because of with the deal and all that. They've had to give back and this, that, and the other. So he's not getting the money he's not getting as much money as he normally would as it is. But if the fans were to hit him where it hurts, he's more inclined to piss off. But whilst there's still whilst everyone's doing that, unless everyone stops that, and I mean everyone, not one of us Arsenal fans buy any merch from the club itself, Adidas, whatever. When that happens, then we'll see him gone. Matt O'Donnell saying trust Arteta, lads. It's hard to. I get what you're saying. I, I applaud you for it. I'm not going to dig you out for saying that because that's your opinion. And I was of that mindset literally 2 weeks ago. Up till 2 weeks, not 2 weeks ago. Up till last week, I was of that mindset, and then I started having doubts from. The Wolves. Was it Wolves? No, no, was it North London derby? After that North London derby, and it was not just it wasn't the result itself. It was what he was saying after the match that made put doubts in my head. Up. What the hell? What's going on? Because you're saying things like, "Oh, losses are going to happen, this, that, and the other." You're basically making excuses for the players and things like that. And then obviously last night's happened, and that's a sort of not the not fully. I'm fully Arteta. It's got to be. It's all Arteta. I'm not saying it's all Arteta. I'm saying out of all the options available to get this club going forward, the only realistic one that's going to happen is him being sacked. That's the only one because Stan will not sell. And I think that's just. But again, it's just digging their heels in. I mean, there's other reports as well about Edu as well. Again, someone else I've been defending since he's come in, especially this summer. And then there's reports now going around saying that our chief scout basically identified Jude Bellingham, who's obviously gone off to Dortmund. Our chief scout identified him and basically reached out to Birmingham City and the player, etc. And the deal was almost done. Apparently, everything had been agreed for him to come to us this summer. Edu came along and tarnished that and said no, and just quashed it. Like, didn't killed the deal, and that's now concerning for me because anyone that lives in the UK and knows of Jude Bellingham and his potential and things like that. And the irony is, since then, Chief Scout has been sacked. He was part of the 55 redundancies made. I need to go back into the chat. There are a lot of comments in this chat, by the way. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, here we go. Stars is live. Oh, whatever. If you need a thumbnail, tell me. I'm jobless. Current thumbnail is mine. If you on Instagram, give me a follow and we'll have a chat. We'll have a chat anyway, because there'll be certain things. When I don't have time, I might come to you actually for that. Big up Scott Smith in the chat as well. He's just joined us recently. Robin in the chat. Bloody hell. SNP ME dating says NDL. Simply saying smash the like button. Yeah, absolutely obliterate that like button. Kenza is saying, I'm assuming you're new to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. Saying hello, saying Arteta away as well. Oh, this. I'm trying to go up this chat. Here we go. Henry Norman, as a Spurs fan, you just don't have the team. Arteta tactically wants to play football. Your players can't play. But again, it's not what it goes back to him not helping himself because he's picking these players, and he could have, in the 2 windows he's had at the club so far, he could have got rid of some of these players. Back in he first came in, we literally had a £40 million deal agreed, all but done, for Xhaka to go to Hertha Berlin for £40 million. And you're telling me we couldn't have reinvested that 40 million in the January window, looking at it now, and got someone else better to fit his mould. I mean, come on. There's been chances this summer. The likes of Hector Bellerin could have gone but he could have gone to Inter Milan and Juventus and Barcelona. Even want him apparently. He stopped that happening. And the upholding thing was almost even though it was a loan, that was almost done. And then at the last minute, he pulls that up. He goes, no, I want to keep him now. And he does it the same with Veins. He literally, well, after saying, yeah, I don't think it's part of my plans anymore. You can sell him if you want. 25 mil was a deal, and the fee was agreed. And then at the last minute, he decided to change his mind. So he's not helping himself. That's something as well. It's also, he wants it's a play the style of how he wants to play. He hasn't got the players, but the players that are not fitting to that style, he believes, he's then making U-turns at the last minute to keep him. So he's not helping himself, and that's frustrating as well. Because until the Xhakas, Bellevins, etc., don't leave, we're going to still have these issues. Chambers, you've got to give a chance because he's only just come back from injury. I mean, holding said at the club somehow. Mustafi giving Luiz an extension and then digging him out, and then there's that rumour as well. There's literally a rumour where he's there's that story a few weeks ago of Luiz and Ceballos having a fight on the training pitch. Arteta basically accused David Luiz of being the vat, when it's caused controversy within the camp. The fact that the players don't trust Luiz or don't want to be around him because of it, and it's then caused friction between Luiz and the manager. And now they're not talking to each other. They haven't spoken to each other in over a month, apparently. Guy in chat, big up Guy, says our captain KT spoke about team. Only time I've believed the spoken words from Arsenal, yeah. We should be fucking. Dear, he should be a captain, but it is what it is. Let's not even go into that one. So Petr 23 under 23, Chelsea under 23. Sorry, Mika, who just joined us in the chat as well. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe. Please do subscribe. Do smash that subscribe button. Do smash that like button as well. He's saying rest in peace, Gerard Houllier. And I was actually going to end on that. Obviously, from the outside perspective, it broke this morning, the last couple of hours, that former Liverpool, Aston Villa, and France Lyon manager Gerard Houllier has passed away. He passed away last night, but obviously it's come out this morning at the age of, I think it's 73, 74. Either way, it's as a neutral from and seeing him working up. He was at Liverpool and all that. And what he achieved there it's sad, obviously, and my thoughts and prayers do go out to all his friends and his immediate family in his tough time. I mean, yeah, I don't know much else I can say on that, but from literally, as I said, thoughts and prayers go out to the family. Tierney and Gabriel come out and apologise to us fans after the game yesterday. Why isn't the more experienced players like Bellerin and Xhaka, because they don't get Aubameyang saying anything about, because they don't care. That's another thing. That's it's proving what fucking Lundberg, the words of Lundberg's been saying about what the warning he gave to the board. Maybe that's the reason why, because he left in summer, because he saw it coming. He knew, because obviously he preempted it. Maybe the deal was him to stay until the end of the season, then go in the summer, because he basically preempted what was coming. The fact that the players don't give a shit, and the players that you've mentioned, Bellerin, Xhaka, Aubameyang, and senior players in general that haven't come out and apologised or accept and all that done what Tierney and Gabriel done last night, because they don't care. They're happy to get sent off or score an own goal and just turn up across the white line and get a pay packet now. Josh Bates, I'm assuming you're a Chelsea fan. If you're new to the channel, I keep repeating myself. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe to the channel for not just Arsenal content, but football content in general. Because I do, as you'll see, not for the last few, since the season's basically started, I've been doing like neutral watch-alongs, like the Chelsea Everton the other day. I've done other Chelsea watch-alongs as well throughout the season, here and there, and all other watch-alongs as well. But in general, Score prediction for Chelsea, Atletico, what, over the Stamford Bridge leg or over the 2 legs? If it's over the 2 legs, if we're going to be brutally honest, and they're probably not going to like me for saying it, but you've got to give the edge to Atletico because of the experienced players they have. If Luis Suarez is back, if Luis Suarez and João Felix are playing alongside each other when they come February, there's no injuries to either of them, and their the majority of their squad, their injury, if their first team players, and that includes João Felix and Suarez, are fully fit and ready to go for that tie, you can again it'll be close. Don't get me wrong, but you can only see one winner due to the experience they have over Chelsea in that sense. That will be what gets Atletico over the line. And you just got to look back and you've got not even look at what they're doing in the league at the moment. Yes, they lost this weekend. The first game of the season, they lost this weekend. But they're literally top of their league with a game in hand. The Champions League's been a bit, but they've sort of their form started, their league form started falling into the Champions League, so that's sort of another thing. And then you've just got you've literally got the fact that bar Suarez, obviously he was at Barcelona last season, and obviously Partey's come to us. This is the exact same team that knocked out Liverpool, the best team in best team in England, the defending European champions at the time. And obviously it wasn't with ease because obviously they won the first. Was it they won? Atletico won at Madrid 1-0, and obviously took him all the way to extra. And because of that, they took extra time. But their mentality as well, not giving up until literally fighting to the very end against an extremely well fucking drilled Liverpool team at Anfield as well. And that's them. And as you said, even though they've lost Partey, they've added Suarez into the equation, and he gets goals. So, and because of I give Atletico that edge because of the experience they have at this level and getting through these sort of games and what they did to Liverpool. If this was a Chelsea from a few years ago, it would have been a lot tighter, hell of a lot closer to call, in my opinion. I hope you don't dislike me for that, but yeah, I've got to be honest. I'm just seeing it from that. Don't get me wrong. Over 2 legs, there's always a chance. I think you're at home in the first leg, aren't you? So you've always got a chance to pull something off out of nothing. But Atletico are going to be favourites, and rightly so. You're still going through that transition itself, and you don't know how your players are going to be either injury free or not, because you could pick up a few injuries, and that could completely. It could be to Thiago Silva in defence, or your goalkeeper drops form, or your Ziyech still out injured probably at this rate. And Kai Havertz, you don't know if he's going to hit form or not as well. So you've got all that to sort of fold into the equation as well. Oh dear, right. Alpha's joined us in the chat. Big up, Alpha. He's saying, "What do you think of the draw?" As I keep saying it, toughest draw we could have got. And at this moment in time, like Russ said earlier in the chat, the only way I can see us getting out of this, getting through to the next round, the last 16, is if Mikel Arteta is no longer at the club. That's the only way I can see it happening because of how things are at the moment. And I'm sorry I can't be more positivity upbeat and like confident that and be like, oh, there's a chance we can do this. We're going to do this. Come on, us. Because I can't. Josh comes back into the chat as well, saying, "If I was if I was a neutral, I would agree with you." Things like that. But again, as I said, if you're new to the channel, Josh, or anyone that's come across this, and you've like not just like my honesty, but you like how I've approached things, and you look at and you've seen the other content I'm doing. It's not just Arsenal content. Obviously, the majority of Arsenal content because I'm an Arsenal channel, and an Arsenal fan. But if you like all that sort of stuff, do subscribe to the channel, do smash that like button, and do share the hell out of this channel on all your social media, on your Twitters, Facebooks, Instagram, Discord if you've got a Discord, WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, you name it. Literally just share the fucking head out of it. And as I said, my target is to hit 2K before New Year. And hopefully I do. Hopefully that's possible. But with a little help from you guys, that's possible, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to start wrapping things up now. Because otherwise I just keep repeating myself and maybe you guys are going to get bored of it. It's like worth a like or subscribe. I'm out of here. Oh dear. As you can see, going across the screen as well, my Twitter and Instagram ads are going across the screen. So that's where you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. On Facebook, you can find me on the Mr. Arsenal podcast Facebook page. Give that a follow and a like, and again, share the hell out of that. Share that around as well. You can also find me on here. If you're watching this on Periscope or on Facebook, come over to YouTube, the Mr. Arsenal podcast YouTube channel. Do subscribe. We're on the road to 2K. As I said, want to hit that before the new year. And yeah. And yourself, mate. Take care of yourself. I'll see you guys. Right, all right. And before I go, actually, just before I need to lay out my schedule for this week. Obviously, Wednesday night, 6 p.m. We're going to start with the Arsenal versus Southampton watch along, and then more likely I'm going to do a watch along for the big game of the night, Liverpool versus Spurs. What's tomorrow's games actually? Tuesday. Really decent games tomorrow. I think sort of Premier League wise. I can sort of cover if it lets me. Oh, Wolves Chelsea. I might come back for. I might be on there tomorrow. If you guys are interested, I'll do a Wolves v Chelsea watch along tomorrow. And also, as I said, I'm doing the Arsenal watch along at 6 p.m. kickoff. So 5:30, be going live with myself, Melvin, if he wants to, he's available. If he wants to come on. Sam said he'd come on as well. And then literally 8 p.m. kickoff for Liverpool versus Spurs. Again, it looks like a new face to the channel. If you're new, do subscribe. Please smash that subscribe button and do smash that like button as well. And share with all your friends and your family and all as well. He says, I'm assuming he's talking about the Eastern Arsenal fan, talk about Southampton saying we're going to get destroyed. More likely. And even that, I was saying this last night, if the worst was to happen to Mikel, in the sense of him being relieved of his duties, and we look for a new manager, I won't go so far to say, in terms of looking to Premier League, look to try and get Ralph Housen to win. Look at the job that he's done at Southampton, and give him the long. And then if that's the case, everyone needs to get, no matter what, even if there's a few bumps in the road, back the guy. What? Because he's proven that, with all due respect, a lesser club, what he can do. But yeah, there's other managers as well. There's Rafa Benitez, you've got Allegri, you've got Pochettino's available as well as it stands. There are managers out there that, as it stands, still want this job. This is key now. If Arteta was to go, they've got to get the next appointment on, because after this, if they fuck up again, it's going to be impossible to attract that sort of ilk of manager. The Allegri type of manager, Pochettino type of manager, Benitez, etc., to a club like Arsenal, for the fourth time of asking in under 4.5, 5 years, whatever it is. But yeah, it is what it is. Oh dear. Obviously, as I said, the next stream is going to be, as it stands, the Wolves v Chelsea watch along tomorrow 6 p.m. So I'll go live literally 10 to 6 for that one. Then obviously Wednesday 5:30 for the Arsenal versus Southampton. Give us half hour to go through the team, this, that, and the other, all that crap that we usually do. Give us a bit of time to sort of, and obviously if Arteta's still there, not vent off, but give our thoughts on the Arteta situation there as well. Could this actually be his last game? This, etc., etc. And then straight afterwards, end that stream, come into another stream for Liverpool versus Tottenham. And then Thursday, I will be doing my next episode in my FIFA 21 career mode, because I haven't done that for a few weeks, and that was more so down to the fact the console was playing up at the time. That's all been sorted now. Everything's back up and running, so that will be coming back on Thursday for a few hours, and then Friday. I'm not sure at the moment. Probably have the night off on Friday, and then Saturday 5:30 kickoff, so 5 o'clock going live for the Everton versus Arsenal watch along. And yeah, we go from that basically. And then Sunday was just take it by ear, basically see what's available basically at the time, and see what mood I'm in. And then amongst all that, if anything happens concerning Mikel Arteta or the club itself, I'll be straight on here straight away, going live, giving you the breaking news as it happens. Hopefully get a few of the guys on as well and sort of go from there basically. And until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And as always, up the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners.